Hey Technofreaks, Techno here, and welcome to a new breakdown series for Predator Hunting Grounds. Today, we take a little look into the basic role of the Predator. Now guys, this is based off the free trial only. I'll have a full Predator breakdown when the actual game releases. So, one ugly mother effer, the Predator has one goal. Kill and claim the fireteam for your collection. This is done through utilizing your tools, surroundings, and otherworldly speed to your advantage. The Predator has 3 classes, but in the trial we only have one, the Hunter, so I'll just talk about that for now. The Hunter is your starting class and is pretty much what your standard Predator should be. Well-rounded, with a variety of weapons we all know and love. Heat vision, cloaking device, self-destruct, you name it. As the Predator, you utilize your heat vision to determine where the fire team is, looking out for noise disruption and their heat signatures. You also have your target isolation scan that acts like a dolphin sonar, sending a wave and showing the fire team as a red heat marker for about 10 seconds. After that, it will go on cooldown for around 75 seconds. Now the fire team have ways of negating this by using mud to block out their heat and using melee weapons to reduce noise. Not like they ever did that was just me. But that isn't the only way to find them. Similar to a concept in the game Evolve, birds can give the fire team away when they are startled. So if you see a bird fly, that means the fire team's nearby. Why do I always rhyme in these things? There is also the base alarms. If someone trips it, you will see the noise emitting from the area with your heat vision. You also have your cloaking device for when you have to get into the fray. Now the Predator has a variety of toys at its disposal. Along with your cloak and visor, you have access to the wrist blade and the shoulder cannon, the Predator's bread and butter. The wrist blade is your primary close quarters weapon, used for slashing and stabbing at your opponent. Its range and tracking leaves a lot to be desired though. Your shoulder cannon is able to blast away at the opponent from long range. It also has splash damage, meaning if you miss but someone is still in the range of the blast, they will take damage. And if you charge the cannon for the maximum of 7 seconds, it can kill in one shot, at the cost of nearly half your energy. Now onto the more exotic weapons. And I'll say that since this is based on the free trial, a few of the items are locked and I can only assume are class based. But we won't know until the full game releases, so you can take that with a pinch of salt, but I'm gonna have to omit those locked weapons. So we'll start with the net gun. Unlocked at level 6, the net gun does exactly what it says on the tin, and fires a net at your prey, immobilizing them while dealing damage. This makes them vulnerable to being killed and claimed. If the prey is near a wall, the net will stick them to said wall, immobilizing them and allowing you an easy target. Now you only have a limited number of shots. Once it's used up, it's pretty much useless. The combi stick, unlocked at level 13, is a staff spear-like weapon, giving the Predator some decent melee options, able to hit multiple enemies up close. Better yet, it can be thrown like a javelin at the opponent, potentially downing them, upon which you will have to go retrieve the combi stick. A great little tip is to practice long-range sniping the VIP at the end of the tutorial. The VIP has roughly the same amount of health as a fire team member, so going and practicing to get a headshot against him will improve your game. Finally, we have the Smart Disc, unlocked at level 21, and this is usually the #1 weapon in most Predator fans list. For this game, it acts similar to the remote batarang from the Batman Arkham series, where you control the disc as it flies. You can also increase the speed of the disc, which will make the meter at the bottom go down faster. You can also cancel flight mode to have the disc return to you, so long as nothing is in your way. When not thrown, it acts like your wrist blade in melee situations. A sweet little trick is cancelling the flight just after you hit your prey. At the right distance and angle, the disc will deal damage again upon the return. As for which to take, Outside of locked content, I would definitely say the combi stick is a must. It has some great wide melee strings, and a well-placed throw can turn the tides. Then out of the net gun and the smart disc, I would say the net gun. It causes so much hassle between the fire team. You fire a net at someone, they then have to break out, and people may have to come and help them. Like I said, it can also pin people to the walls, but it can also sometimes do it to the floor, and this gives you a great chance to set up a trap or go for the quick kill. The smart disc sadly is a little weak. The returnability is great, but when you need that quick kill, it feels like the headshot hitbox is a little wonky. Not to mention the transition to and from the disc has some issues. One being your cloak becoming permanently invisible, but only to you. After you use it can be very disorientating. For gear, we'll start with the healing kit, used to heal in a pinch. When damaged, the Predator will bleed like a broken glow stick, leaving that luminescent green goo all over the place, which can be tracked. Healing, either through this kit or eating the ever rare wild boar, will stop that. Next, we have the audio decoy, which as the name says, creates a decoy of the Predator's clicks and roars, giving the impression that you are one place when you are somewhere else. This can be great if you are injured and need to heal, or to get the jump on an enemy. Finally, we have the burr trap, which, well, it's a burr trap. It snags and tags for the kill and collect. It has a decent proximity size, though it can be a little wonky to try and aim when you're on high ground. Though that's kind of always been a problem with Predator and the proximity mines. For gear builds, no matter what, I say healing kit is mandatory. At the end of it, there's just not enough wild boars around the maps to get you back into good shape. I got in a ballsy overplay without a kit being equipped, and I spent the rest of that match looking for a boar to heal up, which is not optimal at all. Burr traps is a good option because it gives you another weapon for separating the team, and deep down, decoy is only useful if you are being hunted. Finally, let's touch on the Predator's last big praise: second wind and self-destruct. After losing all your health, Predator will enter the second wind phase, a last-ditch effort to flee and heal up. You won't have access to anything but your fast sprint and normal jumps. Once you are safe, you can heal and get back into the game, or you can just give up, which will then help activate self-destruct. Once downed completely, you will have a chance at one last hurrah and blow you and anything in your radius to hell and back. It takes a while, and if everyone focuses you, they can kill you before you activate it. But when you activate it, and they don't get away in time, well... shit. The Predator is about stealth. In the beginning, you are bare bones, with the cannon as your only long-range option, and that isn't really helpful as it gives away your position. Sadly, your footsteps sound like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park took for tap dancing lessons, which is not very good. In simple terms, you are way too loud and sound very clumsy, but that's in everything you do. Running, sprinting, climbing trees, changing weapons, killing people, which I'm starting to think is more of an audio glitch with the Predator itself. So that could be something fixed. Hopefully Ilphonic can let us know and we'll know, but right now, he's pretty loud in everything. So with all these problems, and in general without them, you do need to play smart. Don't go sprinting around and parkouring from tree to tree like a lunatic. You have a crouch option. This does lessen the sound you make. And crouching and leaping from branch to branch makes a lot less sound than the parkour. Don't cloak near people. It makes noise and players can kill you easily. Instead, do it when you're around 4 or 5 trees away from the base you're heading for. And use rooftops for coverage if you need to charge. And be careful of the leap feature, as you can bounce like a ping pong ball if you clip the wall. Again, let's hope that gets fixed. Remember, this is not the new age Predator that tanks, hits and cuts people up. That would be the Berserker class. Well, usually the Berserker class. This was a ballsy play that kinda paid off. Twice. But in general, you want to play it a more 87's Predator hit and run approach. Try and infiltrate the camp the fire team is heading to and place traps in key areas. Playing as the fire team will help you figure out general hotspots. Kill NPCs near your traps. You only have a limited amount of these things, and having a dumbass AI walk into one is not going to help in the slightest. Kinda makes me wish there was a skin and hang option for the NPCs, but there you go. When you get an opponent downed and you see a chance, go for the quick claim and get out. Now there will only be 3 to deal with, unless they go get reinforcements. A mechanic I absolutely despise, and this was my biggest complaint. We Predators take all our planning and resources to kill off the team, and then at some point one lucky sod can go and get a random checkpoint, and before we reach him and kill him, everyone returns, leaving the Predator to do all that hard work again, now with less gear. Hell, I got to be on the fire team end of this, and deep down I kind of felt dirty. This Predator did everything to take me and my team out, and I managed to just scupper that right before he got to kill me, and we ended up killing him. But he did self-destruct, and I guess that's karma, but in the end it's still not fun for the Predator. Overall, I have had a blast playing Predator in this free trial. At the beginning he can come off as a weakling. Without all the tools, it's easy to say he is underpowered, but with enough game time and map knowledge, and then when you finally get your good weapons, you are more than capable of taking out a fire team if you play it smart. So keep all this in mind, and you'll show that Okay, that's it for today's breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell thingy, and share this video. Also, if you have any tips and tricks you've found yourself, please share them in the comments section below. And finally, tune in next time where we'll be covering the fire team. But until that day, this has been Techno Odin. Take care.